Hi everyone. Today I will present about our research. The title is A Study on the Diffusion of Mobile Payment Usage in China, focusing on the use diffusion model. I'm Wang from Ewha Women's University, and then I'm going to start presentation. First, introduction. Mobile payment technology has made rapid progress in recent years. The mobile payment use rate in China is 71.4% in 2018, and it is recognized that it is easier and safer than existing payment methods like cash or card. Since its introduction, its use has expanded further. And the advent of mobile payment has enabled consumers to do mobile shopping wherever there is a network without being limited by time and space. According to the report of the Korea International Trade Association in 2018, the amount of mobile payments used in China was 190.5 trillion yuan. It's same as $30 trillion. This figure is an increase of about 50% from the previous year, showing steady growth since the introduction of mobile payment. It indicates that mobile payment have become a major payment method in China. So, this study aims to analyze the current situation and trend of mobile payments in China using the use diffusion model. Focusing on the situation and factors influencing the use of mobile payments, we intended to discover the usage characteristic of mobile payments. And this will make it possible to predict the acceptance and diffusion of new technologies among consumers in the future. And next, second is the research method. The technology acceptance model has been widely used in many studies examining consumer attitudes and behavior intention in relation to new technologies. The technology acceptance model called TAM suggests that consumers accept technology through a set of decision-making process. However, in recent years, it has been pointed out that it cannot be considered that there are many cases in which technology is accepted due to the inevitable trend, such as the spread of smartphone or the introduction of compulsory technology without going through such a decision-making process. And also, it is controversial that it cannot be analyzed the process of after technology acceptance. So, some scholars has proposed use diffusion model by changing the research direction into a format for how to use it beyond the acceptance of technology. In the case of China, which is the subject of this study, the growth of mobile payments was achieved in a short period under the leadership of the government. So, this study intends to analyze it based on the use diffusion model. The use diffusion model is that represent the form and extent of people using new technologies based on two dimensions. These are two dimensions called use patterns, rate, and variety of use. And it categorized consumer into four types: intense use, non-specialized use, specialized use, and limited use. And it consists of a total three parts: the preceding variables that affect your pattern called determinants of UD, and the result variable called outcomes that is affected by your patterns. The details of the specific use diffusion model are as shown in Figure 1. Next is research question and research model. The purpose of this study is to analyze the use of mobile payments by Chinese consumers using the use diffusion model. Specific research questions are as follows. Research question number 1. How do the determinants of use diffusion for mobile payments affect the use diffusion patterns and outcomes? Research question 2. How do the determinants of use diffusion for mobile payments affect the outcomes mediated by the use diffusion patterns? And research subject. In this study, data collected to analyze Chinese consumers' mobile payment usage was used as a secondary application. This data targeted at Chinese consumers aged 20 to 59 with experience using mobile payment. In order to warrant the reliability of the data, the survey area was limited to Beijing, Tianjin, Hebei regions, and the operational definition and measurement of each variable is based on prior research. The scale of the previous study was modified to fit the context of this study. For the data analysis of this study, statistical analysis was performed on the questionnaire data using SPSS. Using SPSS, we conducted exploratory factor analysis and reliability analysis, and after that, extract variables and factors suitable for putting into the SEM. Afterwards, AMOS was used to conduct the confirmatory factor analysis, verify validity, and conduct path analysis. And next part is the result of this study. First, the result of exploratory factor analysis about determinants of use diffusion. To analyze the determinants of use diffusion for mobile payment, an exploratory factor analysis was conducted through the Baer-Mix rotation method. As a result, 30 items with issues such as a double load among 52 items were deleted, and total of 22 items were included in the final analysis. After that, we labeled these variables for next confirmatory factor analysis. As a result, the first factor was found up with environmental questions, which includes like there are many payment machines that allow to use mobile payment in store, or the external internet infrastructure is well established. So we named factor 1 the environment. Next, factor 2 was grouped with this kind of questions. I cannot imagine a life without mobile payment, and I often feel uncomfortable where mobile payments are not going well. So we named factor 2 dependence on technology. The third is technology initially. In this factor, there are questions about worries related to mobile payment. Last one is exploratory factor analysis of dependent variables. We confirmed these questions are grouped in one factor. And next, the KMO test result was 0.940, and Barrett's constitute test value was 6777.979, indicating that the use of factor analysis is appropriate. Next is the result of confirmatory factor analysis and verification of convergent validity. Confirmatory factor analysis verified the relationship between the latent variables and the observed variables. It is useful for measuring construct validity because it can evaluate the overall fit of the structure equation model. For validity, we can check the model fit. GFI, TLI above 0.9, RMSEA below 0.05 is considered a good fit model. RMSE below 0.08 is considered good model, but above 0.10 is judged as a bad model. As a result of the analysis, at first, it is found that GFI did not meet the recommended criteria. The factor load of question A3 is less than 0.5, so the analysis was performed again after removing question A3. After removing this question, the model fit meets the criteria for fitness. Afterwards, factor load, composite reliability, and average variance extraction values were examined to verify convergent validity. As a result of the analysis, the factor load of all items were found to be 0.5 or more, and the t-value was also greater than 1.965, indicating that the observed variables effectively explain the latent variables. And composite reliability satisfies the criterion as the latent variables are 0.854 or higher, and AVE is 0.5 or higher. Next is the result of verification of discriminant validity. As a result of comparing the AVE value and the correlation coefficient value between factors, AVE for each factor is found to be higher than the squared correlation coefficient of the two factors. Therefore, there is no problem with the discriminant validity between all factors. This diagonal part is AVE, and this above diagonal part is correlation coefficient, and this part below diagonal is squared correlation coefficient. Next, the past hypothesis established in this study was verified. In Table 4, the paths from environment to rate and from environment and technology entry to variety are found to be significant. On the other hand, it is found that technology dependence do not affect rate or variety. Among the determinants of use diffusion for mobile payments, only environment and technology entry are found to have significant influence on rate and variety. We try to analyze the effect of the mediation of use diffusion patterns on the outcomes. At first, in the case of satisfaction, it is found that only the path from the technology entry to satisfaction is statistically significant. In the case of interest in future technology, it has more causalities with the determinants of use diffusion compared to satisfaction. The paths from technology dependence, technology entry, and variety to interest in future technology is found to be significant. And the path from mobile payment satisfaction to the interest in future technology is also found to be significant. Last part is discussion. This study applied the characteristic of Chinese consumers' mobile payment usage to the use diffusion model and analyzed the factors influencing the usage spread and the result. There are discussions and implications as follows. First, importance of infrastructure. Among the determinants of use diffusion, the environment does not affect acceptance or satisfaction of new technologies, but it has been shown to affect both rate and variety of use. This suggests that the importance of infrastructure to use technology. Therefore, it will be essential to have an infrastructure to spread new technologies. Second, use diffusion patterns for accepting future technology. Variety has a positive effect on the interest in future technology. This is expected to increase acceptance when new technologies are introduced in the future, though the use diffusion patterns of mobile payments have real influence as a factor that increases consumer satisfaction. This can be interpreted that mobile payments is already essential regardless of the satisfaction of Chinese consumers, because it has spread from the government and has become the main payment method. Therefore, it seems that the rate and variety of use did not affect the consumer satisfaction of mobile payment. And last, third, influence of technology initially. Technology initially has affected the use diffusion patterns and outcomes. First of all, technology initially has been shown to have a positive effect on variety. It seems that consumers are trying to disperse the risk by using the variety platforms. In addition, technology initially has been shown to have a negative effect on satisfaction and positive effects on the interest in future technology. It seems that technology initially decreases user satisfaction and raises expectations for the release of the new technologies. Therefore, if consumers are feeling insecure about technologies, companies should reduce consumers' anxiety by increasing reliabilities of mobile payment. And solving this problem will be essential for use diffusion and acceptance of new technologies in the future. In view of the above research results and their implications, technology initially appears to be an important factor influencing use diffusion patterns, satisfaction, and interest in future technology. It can be explained that initially the use of technology must be reserved in order to increase the satisfaction of consumers, and this satisfaction with existing mobile payments leads to a desire for a new technology that can relieve such anxiety. Therefore, an in-depth study on consumers' technology anxiety is needed in the future, which is expected to contribute to preparing a plan for resolving technology anxiety. These are our reference. Thank you for listening my presentation.